Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm painting a portrait with my whole mind gouache and I'm using my new sketchbook from Stillman and Burn. It's the Zeta series sketchbook as meant for mixed media works. I found this beautiful reference from Pinterest and I will link it down in the description. So if you want to check it out, you can. I am starting by painting those darker shadows and I've already prepared the sketch off camera. So you're only going to accompany me with the painting process. Also, when it comes to gouache, the paper we use matters a lot. And with this one, I struggled a little bit just because it was causing too much color shift after drying, which is the reason why I prefer better watercolor papers. But this time, I took the chance of trying a new, cheaper sketchbook. So I feel like I need some time in the sketchbook to be able to fully adjust with the color shifts. Also, I wanted to do one of those videos where we start a new sketchbook, but the first page always makes me nervous, so I decided on doing it off camera and in my comfort zone, which I'm so glad I did because it would have been even worse if I did it while recording the painting process. I'm using some subtle green tones for the shadows to make the color palette slightly more interesting. Even in these clips, it is very noticeable how much the color shifts on paper while drying, and some of those lighter strokes just disappear into thin air. So it was difficult for me to get those lighter tones and highlight the way I wanted them to be. Moving on to the eye, I knew I had to be very precise with her eyeliner just because how important it is to be thin and defined for the painting to work. Right now it is not looking perfect, but we will always come back to it later. The painting is mostly very warm and I think I should have planned the colors beforehand, but I was just so excited to paint in my new sketchbook, so I kind of rushed into it. I'm painting those shadows very reddish brown just because how much I love the color red in my pieces. As I already noticed, I really enjoy putting red in my paintings, using red in certain areas. I always find myself reaching out for red tones. So here, as you can see, the red tones are dominating the whole painting. Also, I really do try to emphasize the shadows because they do most of our jobs, like in defining certain parts of the painting, certain features of the portrait and things like that. Even in still life, like when you're doing a still life painting or piece, using defining the shadows is very important to let the main object from the painting shine, like let the protagonist play its part. Also, the same way highlights are as important as the shadows. as I was saying, I personally do not enjoy restricting myself to use only blacks and browns or like the dark tones in my painting for shadows. I usually try to incorporate colors and like try to experiment with it, as it really helps me to develop a better understanding of color theory and making the end result quite interesting or tad bit more interesting. Also, in art there is no right way or wrong way of doing anything, which really gives us a sense of freedom, which I personally think is very refreshing and quite like a good feeling to work with or in general. Anyways, now going back to the portrait we were painting, I'm going in with skin tones, making it more skin like, then certain highlights and details. Now I'm taking a fine brush to achieve the minute details. I have to be quite precise about it, as the drawing pattern of this paper is something I'm still unfamiliar with, and in future I look forward to using it more, or to try to get more comfortable with it. So yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to. Also, those big brush strokes, I love leaving noticeable brush strokes behind as I progress with my painting. It is like my art style, if you couldn't tell that already. Now some details here and there, and we are approaching the end of this painting process. After adding all the final details and highlights in the necessary areas and places, I went in with a green tone and drew some, painted some leaf kind of things around her hair, and then went on with the same tone and incorporated some teardrop effect with the leaves, like the green tones, showing it as leaves are rolling down or leaves, the creepers are growing off of her face. I think it looked really cool. And then added some freckles afterwards to, kind of make the cheek area pretty busy. And I really like the effect or how the freckles look. So that's it for the video. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.